Hello and welcome back to another video feature of the Immersive Worlds Handbook. Today I'm in Singapore at the significant space Gardens by the Bay. And if you've had a chance to listen to some of my other video features on this important space in Singapore, you know that this is truly one of the most remarkable spaces that there is in the world. In fact, in 2014, the Themed Entertainment Association gave its coveted award to Gardens by the Bay. The specific direction I want to take in this feature is to focus on what I would call iconic marketing. And in this sense, I want to suggest that some of the structures, the architectural features at Gardens by the Bay, notably as we see here, the super trees, are indeed examples of ways to use iconic structures as forms of marketing that increase not just the immersion possible with the guest, but also that sense of desirability that they have to return to the space and also to talk to others about it and to describe the marvelous time that they had there. And Gardens by the Bay is certainly not alone in its iconic stature among the many other spaces in the Singapore skyline. As we could see with this quick series of images, certainly we might agree that the Marina Bay Sands is perhaps the most iconic building and is recognized as being somewhat synonymous with Singapore and its amazing skyline. But to get back to Gardens by the Bay specifically, and even more specifically, the super trees here, I think you might see that what they've created here is something that is truly remarkable. In fact, during my visit to Gardens by the Bay, I overheard a number of people who were just rather in awe of seeing these structures for the first time. And I hope you have the opportunity to come back and listen to another feature that focuses specifically on the nighttime show in which these amazing super trees light up and in which their lights are synced with amazing sound and musical performance. Because then I think you truly get a sense of the iconic nature of these structures. But just for a moment here, look and marvel at the design. Imagine what it took to create these structures from a conceptual standpoint, to execute them, to think about all the various safety requirements and all the aesthetic issues associated with them, and to pull this off. It's quite a feat, and I think certainly Gardens by the Bay is well deserving of the 2014 TIA Award for Design and Immersion. And I might say that there's no better place to end a journey like this than by visiting the gift shop. For it's in the gift shop here at Gardens by the Bay where we truly see the iconic nature of the super trees. And in reviewing some of these souvenirs here, I guess you could say that these are the equivalent of the same type of items you might get at Disneyland, the snow globes of Cinderella Castle or other famous sites that you see in the park. And I think this is exactly the point. In creating these super trees, what the designers and architects behind Gardens by the Bay have done is to create something that is so iconic in an architectural and design sense that the memories that are left in the guest are truly lasting. And we see a few more examples here. In fact, it's not only the super trees that have been given this iconic and symbolic status, but it's the many other buildings of Gardens by the Bay, thus suggesting an integrated project of design in which the guests may truly appreciate the iconic nature of all of these structures after they have completed their visit. And here, in one last example of the souvenir, we discover something quite curious. In fact, the status of the snow globe or other curio that one might collect of the super trees has been elevated to a much heightened status. And here you see a lamp, which represents the symbolic nature of the super tree. But in this case, again, it is taken to a much more higher aesthetic level in terms of the impression that is left with the guest. I hope you've enjoyed this video feature today here in Singapore at Gardens by the Bay, and please come back for additional video features for the Immersive Worlds Handbook.